Have you ever found yourself questioning the motives behind someone's affection? Perhaps you felt swept off your feet by a whirlwind romance, only to later ask yourself if you were caught in a deception. The reality is that psychological manipulation pervades our relationships, often disguising itself in the language of love. Many people lack the clarity to differentiate between concepts like romance scams and genuine affection, which can lead to emotional turmoil and heartache. Understanding these psychological tactics is not just important, it can be a matter of emotional survival. In Romance Scam and Love Fraud, Exposing Romance Fraud and the Ultimate Betrayal, we'll embark on a journey to unravel these complex terms and their implications in our lives. This book aims to clarify why these similar terms cause confusion and how distinguishing them is essential for self-awareness and protection. By exploring the psychological frameworks behind romantic interactions, you will gain vital insights that empower you to navigate relationships with confidence. Each chapter will delve into specific concepts, providing real-world examples and deep analysis that illustrate how manipulation operates. You will learn the subtle differences between emotional experiences, equipping you with practical strategies for recognizing and defending against deceptive tactics. By the end of this exploration, you'll not only be more aware of the psychological landscape that shapes human behavior, but also better prepared to safeguard your heart. Prepare to challenge your perceptions and enhance your understanding of love and its complexities within a framework of psychological insight. Romance Scam and Love Fraud, Exposing Romance Fraud and the Ultimate Betrayal, compiled and published by Cloaked Psyche. Chapter 1. Romance Scam versus Love Fraud, the core difference. Imagine you meet someone on a dating app. Their profile is charming, filled with captivating stories and heart-melting photos. Days turn into weeks, and you find yourself deeply invested, only to discover that the person you've been communicating with doesn't even exist. This is the alarming reality for many individuals who fall victim to romance scams, a cruel deception masked in the guise of love. But how do we differentiate between a romance scam and love fraud? While they may seem similar, these psychological concepts carry distinct implications that can heavily affect our emotional well-being. A romance scam typically involves a deliberate and manipulative effort to deceive someone emotionally and financially. The scammer builds a facade of a romantic relationship, often using false identities and exaggerated narratives to gain the victim's trust and affection. The objective here is clear: to exploit vulnerabilities for financial gain. On the other hand, love fraud encompasses a broader definition that includes any dishonest actions taken in the name of love that aren't necessarily financial in nature. These could range from emotional coercion, deceit regarding one's intentions, or even emotional manipulation intended to sway a partner's actions or feelings. It's easy to see why people often conflate the two. However, understanding the nuances can be vital for recognizing danger signs in relationships. When diving deeper into romance scams, we see that these deceptive interactions often begin innocuously. Scammers frequently present idealized personas online, investing effort into crafting idealized versions of themselves while engaging their targets emotionally. They might shower their victims with affection, compliments, and even the promise of a future together, nurturing a false sense of security and attachment. This manipulation often escalates into requests for money, where the scammer's story shifts to one of financial need, perhaps a medical emergency or a business opportunity. In the victim's mind, they are genuinely helping someone they love, but in reality, they are trapped in a carefully constructed web of deceit. Real-world scenarios highlight the severe impact of such scams. Many individuals suffer devastating emotional and financial losses after engaging in what they believe to be a loving relationship. This creates a cycle of shame and confusion as victims grapple with the betrayal that comes from being deceived by someone they have opened their hearts to. Understanding these dynamics underscores the importance of recognizing early warning signs. Persistent requests for money, a reluctance to meet in person, or vague answers about personal identity can all indicate a romance scam. As we explore love fraud, it is crucial to clarify that while it may not always involve financial exploitation, it can still carry immense emotional costs. Love fraud can manifest in various ways, including a partner's manipulation of feelings to gain control or promoting deceit wherever they see fit. It may involve emotional withholding, guilt-tripping, or the use of intimacy as a tool for manipulation, casting a shadow over what could have otherwise been a healthy relationship. To equip yourself with the knowledge to distinguish between these two forms of deception is empowering. Awareness is your first line of defense. By familiarizing yourself with their characteristics, you can better navigate the minefield of romantic relationships and ensure that you protect your heart. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cloaked Psyche, for more insights and strategies on navigating the complexities of love and psychology. When we consider love fraud, it's essential to recognize that its dynamics, while related to romance scams, operate on a different level. Love fraud typically involves manipulative behavior that seeks to control or exploit a partner's emotional state without necessarily focusing on financial gain. For example, a love fraud scenario might involve an individual who uses emotional manipulation to keep their partner feeling insecure and dependent, often by limiting their self-esteem or creating an environment of constant doubt. This type of deceit can manifest in toxic relationship patterns, where one partner may use guilt or fear to maintain control and inhibit the other's sense of agency. To illustrate the critical differences between romance scams and love fraud, consider this analogy. Imagine stepping into a bright, shimmering carnival filled with excitement and laughter. At first glance, everything seems enchanting, but lurking behind the vibrant facade are con artists manipulating games to ensure you always lose. This scenario encapsulates the allure of romance scams. They present charm and allure to lure you into their trap, with financial gain as their sole focus. In contrast, love fraud is more akin to a skilled puppeteer who disguises their strings, weaving complex emotional narratives to tug at your heart while subtly controlling your thoughts and actions. While both involve manipulation, their intentions and methodologies differ. In addressing common misconceptions, it's easy to overlook that not all individuals who manipulate others are operating solely for monetary gain. Love fraud can exist in everyday relationships, creating emotional toxicity under the guise of romance or responsibility. Many people may not even realize they are caught in this web of deceit until it's too late, reinforcing the need for awareness and discernment. To protect yourself from both romance scams and love fraud, developing a keen sense of observation is vital. Start by trusting your instincts. If something feels off in a relationship, it often is. Engage in self-reflection by asking yourself questions like, do you feel empowered in your relationships? Are you able to voice your concerns without fear? Recognizing and articulating your feelings can illuminate patterns of control or manipulation in your interactions. It's also beneficial to establish healthy boundaries. Communicate openly with partners and don't hesitate to put the brakes on overly rapid developments. Taking the time to truly know someone, especially in an online setting, can expose inconsistencies that may indicate dishonesty. Pay attention to how someone reacts when faced with vulnerability or conflict. An honest partner will engage in constructive dialogue, while someone with ulterior motives may react defensively or manipulatively. By honing your awareness of these psychological tactics and practicing reflective questioning, you empower yourself against potential manipulation. Remember, love should foster growth and support, not hide behind layers of deception. By utilizing these strategies, you create a protective shield around your heart and emotional health. For more insights into navigating these intricate dynamics, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this community will equip you with valuable tools to enhance your understanding and resilience in the face of deceitful emotional tactics. Chapter 2. Manipulation versus Persuasion. The hidden influence. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where you felt pressured to agree, but deep down you weren't quite convinced? Imagine sitting in a meeting at work, where a colleague presents an idea so passionately that you feel compelled to support it, even though you have reservations. This scenario illustrates the fine line between manipulation and persuasion, a line that is often blurred, leading to confusion about each term's real intent and impact. While both involve influencing others, Their underlying motivations and methods can vastly differ, and recognizing this distinction is essential for safeguarding our choices as we navigate various interactions in life. Manipulation is an intentional effort to influence someone's thoughts, feelings, or behaviors for one's own benefit, often at the expense of the other person. It employs tactics that can undermine autonomy and impose pressure, leading individuals to act against their best interests. Picture a friend who consistently uses guilt-tripping to gain favors. When they want you to attend an event, they might say things like, "I really need you there to make it worthwhile," despite knowing you're overwhelmed with other commitments. This form of manipulation fosters an unhealthy dynamic, making you feel responsible for their feelings while subtly coercing you into compliance. In contrast, persuasion is based on the art of convincing someone through reason, emotion, or logic, while respecting their autonomy. Think of a salesperson genuinely convinced about the benefits of a product, presenting facts and personal experiences to encourage you to make an informed decision. This approach inspires trust and fosters open discussion, allowing you to weigh your options and come to a conclusion on your own terms. In healthy interpersonal exchanges, persuasion builds connections and mutual understanding, where both parties feel valued and heard. While it can be easy to confuse manipulation and persuasion due to their overlapping nature, the key difference lies in the intent behind the interaction. Manipulation seeks to control or exploit, while persuasion aims to inform and engage. It's crucial to cultivate awareness of these tactics in various contexts, whether in personal relationships, the workplace, or social settings. For example, a supervisor who motivates their team by outlining the shared benefits and engaging in constructive dialogue is practicing persuasion. Conversely, a manager who uses threats of negative consequences or guilt to ensure compliance is leaning into manipulation. Understanding these dynamics enables us to navigate our social environments with more discernment. It empowers us to recognize when we might be subject to manipulation and to respond accordingly. As you engage with your surroundings, pay attention to how interactions make you feel. Do you feel pressured into compliance, or do you feel valued and respected for your opinions? Staying attuned to these emotional cues can guide you in discerning the differing intentions behind interactions. As you reflect on your own experiences, consider the ways you have encountered manipulation or persuasion. Were there moments where you felt your autonomy compromised? Recognizing these moments can aid in developing a stronger foundation for future interactions. Cultivating this awareness is your first line of defense against manipulation and deception. To continue this exploration and learn more strategies for navigating these psychological influences, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will further equip you to understand and protect yourself in the complexities of human interactions. Persuasion is rooted in logic and respect, while manipulation overlooks the other person's needs and rights. Let's dive deeper into the concept of manipulation. At its core, manipulation exploits emotional vulnerabilities. Imagine someone engaging in a romantic relationship and frequently reminding their partner of past sacrifices, subtly hinting that the partner owes them loyalty or certain actions. This tactic seeks to create an emotional debt, entangling the partner's sense of obligation with their affection. Manipulators often favor tactics such as gaslighting or guilt-tripping, aiming to shape the other person's reality and push them toward desired behaviors without regard for their authentic desires or needs. Consider contrastive scenarios in the workplace that further clarify these distinctions. A manager who motivates their team through inspiration encourages collaboration and innovation, openly sharing praise for hard work and fostering a positive team environment. That manager stands as a facilitator of growth, using their position to uplift their colleagues and inspire productivity through motivational talks and strategic brainstorming sessions. On the other hand, a manipulative manager might resort to threats of job loss or public humiliation if targets aren't met, creating a culture of fear rather than one of encouragement. The contrast couldn't be starker. One highlights empowerment, the other, control. Recognizing the differences between manipulation and persuasion is crucial for navigating our daily lives. While both tactics can be used in interpersonal dynamics, people frequently mistake manipulation for healthy persuasion due to the emotional intricacies involved. It's essential to understand that persuasion fosters trust and connection, while manipulation typically severs these bonds, creating turmoil and distrust. An analogy that encapsulates this difference is a gardener versus a thief. The gardener nurtures plants, ensuring they grow in a supportive environment, while the thief sneaks into the garden, taking what they want without regard for growth or value. To effectively protect yourself from manipulation, start by tuning into your instincts. Notice how interactions make you feel. Are you left feeling empowered or drained? This self-awareness is key to recognizing when you may be faced with manipulation disguised as persuasion. Cultivating open communication is another vital strategy. Speak up when situations feel off and address any discomfort head-on. Engaging in reflective practices can also greatly improve your defense against these tactics. Ask yourself after interactions, did I feel pressured? Did the interaction respect my autonomy? Reflecting on these questions can empower you to assess the intents behind various motives. Additionally, practice asserting healthy boundaries in both personal and professional relationships. Communicating your limits not only protects your emotional space, but also signals to others that you value your autonomy. By prioritizing clarity and honesty in your interactions, the likelihood of falling victim to manipulation decreases significantly. Lastly, consider role-playing scenarios with a trusted friend or family member. By practicing responses to manipulative tactics, you'll equip yourself with a deeper understanding of how to navigate real-life situations confidently. Always remember the importance of surrounding yourself with supportive individuals who respect your boundaries and encourage your growth. For further insights and strategies on recognizing, avoiding, and countering these psychological tactics, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will help you navigate the intricate landscape of human interactions with greater clarity and confidence. Chapter 3: Love Bombing versus Genuine Affection. False Flames. Have you ever experienced a relationship that felt intoxicating at first, only to reveal an unsettling undercurrent as you got to know the other person? Imagine meeting someone new who showers you with compliments, gifts, and affection right from the start. The attention feels exhilarating, filling you with joy and excitement. However, as time passes, you begin to question the authenticity of those declarations of love. This scenario captures the essence of love bombing, a tactic employed to overwhelm someone with affection as a means of control. It's crucial to differentiate love bombing from genuine affection, as both can appear similar in their initial stages, leading to confusion about a partner's true intentions. Love bombing involves excessive displays of affection and admiration, often used as a manipulative strategy to gain emotional control over someone. This behavior often occurs during the early stages of a relationship when everything feels thrilling and new. Love bombers may shower their targets with gifts, constant communication, and declarations of love, painting an idealized picture of romance. However, this overwhelming affection is a calculated approach designed to create dependency. For instance, a love bomber might text relentlessly, expressing their need to be in constant contact, inadvertently reminding the other person of their affection, while simultaneously establishing control. The result leaves the recipient feeling elevated yet disoriented, struggling to discern whether they genuinely share mutual feelings or are simply caught in a web of manipulation. In contrast, genuine affection emerges from a foundation of trust and respect, allowing both individuals to express their emotions naturally and comfortably. It is characterized by supportive actions, honest communication, and the ability to bond without pressure or demands. Think of a partner who takes the time to understand your interests, encourages your personal growth, and respects your boundaries. Genuine affection is neither overwhelming nor suffocating. Rather, it fosters an environment where both individuals can flourish together. In healthy relationships, affection is reciprocated willingly, providing both partners with a secure sense of connection devoid of manipulation. Understanding the nuances between love bombing and genuine affection is essential for developing healthy relationships. While love bombing can create a whirlwind of excitement, it often masks deeper insecurity and ulterior motives. Individuals caught in the thrill may feel as though they are living through a fairy tale, unaware that they are beginning to lose control over their own emotional landscape. It's not unusual for victims to later feel confused or even slighted when the initial surge of affection gives way to controlling behaviors, causing relationships to become tumultuous. To protect yourself against love bombing, maintaining awareness of your emotional responses is crucial. Pay attention to your gut feelings as you navigate relationships. If someone's affection feels overwhelming or disproportionate to the time you've spent together, it's worth taking a step back to evaluate the situation more critically. Engage in open conversations with your partner about the pace of your relationship, establishing mutual comfort levels. Reflect on whether the attention feels supportive or like a pressure cooker demanding compliance. Self-awareness can empower you, allowing you to spot red flags more easily and ensuring your emotional needs are met. If you notice behavior that resembles love bombing, it's essential to communicate your feelings and set boundaries. Reconnect with your values and ensure the affection you're experiencing aligns with your sense of self. Remember, healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and genuine connection, not bouts of overwhelming affection. For further insights and strategies on discerning love dynamics, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche, where we continue to explore the intricacies of human relationships and psychological manipulation. Genuine affection, on the other hand, manifests as a supportive and nurturing force in a relationship. This type of affection is marked by mutual respect and understanding, allowing both partners to feel safe and valued. For example, consider a couple who engages in regular, open conversations about their feelings, sharing laughter and support without the added pressure of over-the-top romantic gestures. Their relationship flourishes through simple but meaningful interactions, such as a heartfelt text during a difficult day or a surprise coffee run, which truly reflects thoughtfulness without overwhelming intensity. Genuine affection fosters emotional closeness and stability, encouraging both partners to communicate their needs and aspirations freely. The key differences between love bombing and genuine affection lie in the intent and the emotional environment they create. Love bombing distorts reality by creating dependency through excessive attention, often masking underlying insecurities or control issues. This behavior can lead to an unhealthy dynamic where one partner's needs overshadow the other's. In contrast, genuine affection enhances emotional well-being, allowing both partners to thrive as individuals within the relationship. Common misconceptions often arise when individuals conflate intense initial attraction with true love. It's essential to understand that love should evolve naturally, and while passion can ignite quickly, the sustainability of a relationship relies on deepening trust and respect, rather than overwhelming display. To illustrate this difference further, consider the scenario of two professional athletes training for a championship. One athlete, fueled by love-bombing tactics, constantly seeks validation from their coach, needing constant reassurance and praise to maintain their confidence. This approach may lead them to perform well in the short term, but often leaves them vulnerable to burnout and emotional instability. Conversely, the other athlete thrives with genuine encouragement from their coach, who offers constructive feedback and motivation while respecting their growth process. This athlete builds resilience over time, rooted in the knowledge that their coach believes in their potential without needing constant validation. Practically speaking, protecting yourself against love bombing requires developing an awareness of the emotional climate in your relationships. Start by taking stock of how you feel in interactions. Do you feel grounded or overwhelmed? Prioritize your feelings and set boundaries when the affection crosses into uncomfortable territory. Engage in self-reflection by asking yourself whether the intensity of your partner's affection aligns with the duration of your relationship. Cultivate a practice of introspection, where you assess the motives behind expressions of love. Journaling about your experiences can be an effective way to track patterns in relationships. Another practical strategy is to establish clear communication about your emotional needs. Share your preferences regarding how affection is expressed and mutual expectations on how often you connect. This approach reinforces healthy dynamics and keeps both partners accountable. Additionally, seek relationships that encourage equal give and take, rather than unilateral gestures of affection. This balance fosters emotional health and helps you feel respected. Ultimately, love should evoke joy and peace, nurturing each individual's growth. Maintaining discernment in your emotional encounters ensures that you protect yourself from manipulation while fostering meaningful connections. To explore more on this topic and deepen your understanding of relational dynamics, subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with these resources will further empower you to navigate the complexities of love and affection with greater clarity and confidence. Chapter 4: Gaslighting versus Honest Disagreement, Twisting Reality. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation where you felt certain about your perspective, only for your partner or colleague to make you question your own memories or feelings? Imagine sitting down with a friend who insists that an event you distinctly remember never happened at all. Over time, you start to doubt your recollections, wondering if perhaps you are misremembering or even overreacting. This unsettling experience encapsulates the phenomenon of gaslighting, an emotional manipulation tactic that can profoundly impact relationships and an individual's sense of reality. Understanding gaslighting is crucial, as it is often confused with what simply constitutes honest disagreement, a vital aspect of healthy relationships. Gaslighting occurs when one person intentionally manipulates another into doubting their own perceptions, memories, or reality. It can be subtle or overt, often starting with small comments or corrections that undermine the target's confidence in their own judgment. For instance, a partner may dismiss a legitimate concern by saying, "You're just being sensitive," or "You always take things the wrong way." These experiences can gradually accumulate, leading the affected individual to question their sanity or emotional responses, creating a toxic cycle of dependency on the gaslighter for validation. Over time, this person might find themselves feeling increasingly confused and vulnerable as their self-trust erodes and they become reliant on the gaslighter's version of reality. Contrasting gaslighting, honest disagreement denotes a healthy exchange of differing perspectives, where both parties communicate effectively and seek to understand each other's viewpoints. It involves respectful dialogue, where each individual can express their thoughts and feelings without fear of belittlement. For example, a constructive disagreement between friends might unfold in a discussion where they both share their perspectives on a contentious topic, validate each other's feelings, and work toward a mutual understanding, even if they do not reach full agreement. This type of interaction enhances relationships, fostering growth and collaboration. The differences between gaslighting and honest disagreement are vital to recognize, given that they arise in varied contexts. Gaslighting is often marked by a consistent effort to dominate the conversation and dismiss others' legitimate feelings, while honest disagreement emphasizes empathy and open communication. Moreover, common misconceptions may arise when individuals overlook the emotional implications of disagreement, mistakenly believing that any disagreement can become abusive. Healthy relationships thrive on the ability to discuss differing opinions while maintaining respect and support. To reinforce the distinction, consider a workplace scenario where a manager and their employee may have different views on how to approach a project. If the manager were to shut down the employee's suggestions with comments like, "You don't know what you're talking about," this could create an environment of gaslighting. In contrast, an effective conversation would involve the manager listening carefully, engaging in dialogue that values the employee's input, and striving for collaborative solutions rather than shutting down the discussion based on personal authority. To protect yourself from gaslighting, it is essential to cultivate a strong sense of self-awareness. Regularly check in with your feelings, trusting your intuition about situations, and asking yourself whether your emotional responses are justified. When faced with disagreement, strive to engage in healthy conversations by asserting your needs and boundaries. If you begin to sense that your perceptions are being undermined or your emotions dismissed, take a step back to assess the situation objectively. Journaling your feelings and experiences can be a powerful tool to maintain clarity and assert your reality. Ultimately, being able to differentiate between gaslighting and honest disagreement is vital for emotional health and relational dynamics. For further insights into navigating these complexities, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content can empower you to protect your reality and feelings while fostering healthier interactions with others. Honest disagreement allows for healthy communication without undermining one another's realities. When individuals engage in constructive exchanges that promote understanding, they develop a bond based on respect. For instance, in a conversation between partners discussing differing approaches to managing finances, one person might express their concerns about spending too much on entertainment, while the other could emphasize the importance of enjoying life. In this dialogue, both perspectives are valued, leading to a mutually beneficial resolution that strengthens the relationship. Honest disagreement creates a space in which each party feels heard and respected, paving the way for richer connections and improved understanding. The distinctions between gaslighting and honest disagreement are fundamentally rooted in intention and outcome. Gaslighting focuses on controlling the narrative and manipulating the emotional state of the other person, leading to doubt and confusion about their own thoughts and feelings. In contrast, honest disagreement nurtures growth and open dialogue, allowing both individuals to remain confident in their perspectives while seeking common ground. It is a common misconception that disagreement inherently leads to conflict, but understanding the nuances can reveal that disagreement can be an opportunity for growth and deeper connection. To illustrate this point, consider a friendship where one person is frequently late without notice. A gaslighting approach might involve manipulating the situation by saying, "You're overreacting, you always make it about you," which invalidates the other person's feelings. An honest disagreement, however, would involve an authentic discussion where the latecomer acknowledges their oversight and the other person expresses their need for timeliness. This fosters a collaborative environment where both friends can understand the impact of behaviors and work toward resolution. To protect yourself from gaslighting, fostering emotional resilience through self-awareness is vital. Start by trusting your instincts when something feels off in your interactions. Journaling can be a valuable exercise to document experiences and feelings to help clarify your thoughts. When you notice that conversations consistently leave you doubting your reality, take a step back and assess the interactions. Reflect on past conversations and identify patterns. This can help reinforce your perspectives. It's also essential to establish boundaries in your relationships. Make it clear that dismissive comments or manipulative tactics are unacceptable. By doing so, you reinforce your right to have your feelings acknowledged and respected. Practicing assertive communication is another powerful strategy. You might say, "I need you to understand how I feel about this situation," rather than allowing someone to dismiss your emotions. Creating a space for open dialogue fosters honest disagreement and allows you to address conflicts constructively. Additionally, fostering a support network comprised of trusted friends or family members encourages you to discuss your feelings and validate your experiences. Engaging with people who understand healthy interaction enhances your emotional skill set and builds confidence in dealing with various relational styles. Ultimately, the capacity to distinguish between gaslighting and honest disagreement equips you to navigate relational dynamics with clarity. By embracing self-awareness and open communication, you can protect your sense of reality and cultivate relationships that are anchored in respect and trust. For ongoing insights into these topics and practical tools to enhance your emotional intelligence, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will deepen your understanding of relational psychology and empower you to protect your emotional well-being in all areas of life. Chapter 5: Narcissistic Abuse versus Toxic Love, the Subtle Trap. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where you felt constantly belittled, yet you couldn't quite put your finger on why? Picture this. You're with someone who seems charming and caring at first, but gradually makes you feel like you're never doing enough to satisfy their needs. You start questioning your worth and find yourself walking on eggshells. This unsettling dynamic often emerges from narcissistic abuse, a manipulative behavior that can be mistaken for toxic love, a term that describes a broader range of unhealthy relationship patterns. Understanding the differences between these two concepts is essential for recognizing emotional danger signals. Narcissistic abuse is defined as a form of manipulation and emotional exploitation stemming from a partner's narcissistic traits, leading to the emotional degradation of the victim. Individuals exhibiting narcissism often seek power and control over others, dismissing their feelings and needs in the process. Imagine being in a relationship where your partner constantly seeks validation, demanding attention and praise while giving little in return. If you express your concerns or try to converse about your feelings, they might respond with anger, gaslighting, or emotional withdrawal, leaving you feeling invalidated. This behavior seeks to maintain control by undermining your confidence, creating a dependency on their approval for your self-worth. Take, for example, the scenario of a colleague at work who takes credit for your ideas during meetings. Initially, it appears to be a simple oversight. However, as the pattern continues, you begin to feel increasingly invisible and unappreciated. A person who engages in narcissistic behavior often views others merely as extensions of themselves, valuing their own success over any genuine connection. The resulting chronic lack of respect and validation erodes the victim's self-esteem, feeding the narcissist's need for superiority. In contrast, toxic love encompasses a range of destructive behaviors that may not stem from narcissism specifically, but continue to erode mutual respect and trust within a relationship. While it can include elements of manipulation and emotional abuse, toxic love might involve jealousy, control, and constant drama. An example could be a relationship where one partner frequently checks the other partner's phone or social media, driven by insecurity rather than overtly narcissistic intent. This creates an environment marked by suspicion and emotional turmoil, leading both partners to feel drained and disconnected. The key difference between narcissistic abuse and toxic love lies in the motivations and dynamics at play. While both can lead to emotional harm, narcissistic abuse is more focused on control and dominance, while toxic love can manifest through insecurities, jealousy, and a lack of healthy communication. It's easy to blur these lines because both can feel suffocating and harmful, leading individuals to doubt themselves and their worth. Understanding these differences can empower you to identify red flags in your relationships. Ask yourself whether your partner consistently dismisses your feelings or uses manipulative tactics to maintain control. Recognizing the signs of narcissistic abuse is the first step in protecting yourself. Regularly connect with your own feelings and engage in self-reflection. Evaluate how interactions with your partner affect your self-esteem. If you feel drained or question your perception of reality, it may be time to rethink the relationship dynamics. To deepen your self-awareness, consider journaling your thoughts and emotions. Reflect on specific interactions that made you feel uncomfortable or diminished. Engaging in this practice will help you flag patterns and develop the ability to discern whether you're dealing with narcissistic abuse or toxic love. For further insights on navigating these complex emotional landscapes, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with these resources will provide you not only with clarity, but also with tools to protect your emotional well-being while fostering healthier relationships. While narcissistic abuse involves a calculated and often intentional misuse of emotional power to dominate and control, toxic love encompasses a broader range of destructive behaviors that may not expressly arise from narcissism. Toxic love can manifest through jealousy, conflicts, or unhealthy dependency, often characterized by a cycle of intense highs and lows that leave both partners feeling emotionally exhausted. For example, consider a romantic relationship where one partner frequently becomes jealous over harmless interactions the other has with friends. In these moments, they might attempt to restrict the partner's social life, all while professing their undying love. This dynamic feels emotionally chaotic and can create significant insecurity for both parties involved. The distinction between narcissistic abuse and toxic love lies primarily in the intent and the result of various behaviors. Narcissistic abuse is focused on gaining power while disregarding the other person's emotional well-being. It creates an atmosphere of consistent emotional turbulence, leading the victim to feel invalidated and manipulated. In contrast, toxic love may involve behavior motivated by fear and insecurity rather than a desire to control. A relationship characterized as toxic could present a number of challenges: constant fighting, unresolved conflicts, and emotional roller coasters, all the while maintaining a semblance of care and attachment. While both can produce emotional harm, the motivations differ greatly, with narcissistic abuse often functioning as a calculated strategy for domination. A memorable analogy might help clarify this distinction. Imagine a garden. A narcissistic abuser can be likened to a gardener who plants only one kind of flower, ensuring it receives all the sunlight and nutrients while choking out any competing plants. This gardener is solely concerned with their own vision and success, which results in the garden being a reflection of their self-absorbed preferences. Conversely, toxic love is like a garden filled with a variety of plants that struggle to coexist. The soil may be nutrient-rich, but the plants often compete for resources and sunlight. Just as in these relationships, some flowers flourish while others wilt under the stress of competition, leaving the garden in constant upheaval. To safeguard yourself against these emotional traps, developing a keen sense of awareness is essential. Start by paying attention to how specific interactions affect your emotional state and self-worth. Journaling can be a powerful tool, allowing you to chronicle your feelings and experiences. When you wrestle with confusion about your relationship, take time to reflect on moments that led to heightened emotions, asking yourself whether they stem from genuine care or a need for control. Establishing personal boundaries can also provide a layer of protection. Ensure that you communicate your needs openly, especially when certain behaviors feel intrusive or controlling. Self-reflection is key in recognizing damaging patterns. Consider prompts such as, "Do I feel secure and valued in this relationship?" Or, "Do my feelings consistently get minimized or dismissed?" Use these questions to help guide your thoughts and build awareness around how you're treated. Engaging with trusted friends or family members who can provide perspective may also aid in identifying healthy dynamics versus toxic or manipulative ones. From this stronger position of awareness, you can work toward fostering relationships that empower you rather than diminish your sense of self. For continued insights into these complex emotional dynamics, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will provide you with the knowledge and tools necessary to navigate relationships more effectively, equipping you to foster connections rooted in respect, understanding, and genuine affection. Chapter 6: Deception versus Delusion, Lies in Love's Name. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where the reality you believed to be true was suddenly questioned, leaving you feeling bewildered and isolated? Imagine developing a close friendship with someone who seems to genuinely care about your well-being. You share your dreams, fears, and hopes, only to later discover that much of what they conveyed was a web of lies meant to create a facade of support. This experience encapsulates the distinction between deception and delusion, two psychological concepts that can drastically alter the dynamics of a relationship and often become intertwined in complex emotional entanglements. Understanding these differences is vital for protecting yourself from emotional harm. Deception refers to the act of misleading someone by presenting falsehoods or half-truths, often with the intention of manipulating perceptions for personal gain. It can manifest in various contexts, from casual conversations to serious relationships. For example, a person who presents a glamorous lifestyle on social media while hiding significant financial struggles is engaging in deception. They create a crafted image designed to project success and happiness while concealing reality. In more intimate relationships, deception can be even more harmful. A partner may manipulate their significant other by hiding infidelities or altering the truth about their feelings, all designed to keep the other person committed while pursuing their own interests. Delusion, on the other hand, involves a distortion of reality, often held by the individual themselves. It can occur when someone genuinely believes in a false narrative despite contrary evidence. Consider the individual who claims they are in a loving relationship, even when all signs indicate otherwise. Where love is absent, an emotional connection is feigned. These feelings may lead them to ignore red flags, convincing themselves that the relationship is healthy even as it deteriorates. Delusion can sometimes stem from a protective mechanism where individuals cling to false beliefs to shield themselves from painful truths. In this way, deception and delusion can create a toxic feedback loop, where one person's lies fortify another's self-deception. The interplay between deception and delusion adds layers of complexity. Often, individuals may become enmeshed in one another's narratives, leading them to accept what is presented as truth instead of confronting stark realities. This can be particularly evident in relationships where one partner actively deceives while the other remains oblivious due to denial. The emotional toll of such dynamics can be profound, resulting in feelings of betrayal, confusion, and self-doubt. Recognizing these harmful patterns is imperative for your emotional health. When faced with deception, remain vigilant about your thought processes and feelings. Gaining clarity can help you separate deceit from reality. Engage in self-reflection sessions where you ask yourself if the circumstances align with your observations. If discrepancies arise, it can be an indicator of manipulative behavior. Keep a journal to jot down any feelings of unease or deceitful behaviors you notice. This practice will create a clearer picture over time of the relationship dynamics at play, helping you discern between genuine affection and falsehood. As you navigate your emotional landscape, remember the importance of cultivating strong communication practices. If something feels off, speak up. Transparent discussions about feelings and trust can often uncover underlying deceptions or delusions before they become deeply ingrained. Assemble a support network where you can share your concerns. Friends and family can provide valuable insights that may help you identify patterns you hadn't observed on your own. To further explore these topics and develop strategies for recognizing deception or delusion in your relationships, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will empower you with knowledge to navigate the complexities of human interactions confidently, protecting your heart and spirit in the process. While deception involves actively misleading others for self-gain, delusion represents a more internal struggle where individuals genuinely believe in a fabricated reality. Delusion can manifest in various ways. For instance, an individual may find themselves in a dysfunctional relationship but becomes convinced that their partner truly cares for them, despite evidence to the contrary. This distortion leads them to rationalize behaviors that are clearly unhealthy. For example, they may ignore a partner's constant criticism or emotional neglect, clinging to the belief that love conquers all, even when their identity is gradually undermined. Delusional thinking can be heartbreakingly powerful, as it allows people to persist in harmful conditions by convincing themselves that they are valid and worthwhile, despite overwhelming evidence suggesting otherwise. The differences between deception and delusion lie not only in their definitions, but also in their emotional consequences. Deception is often a calculated move, typically carried out by one person with malicious intent, whereas delusion can occur involuntarily. An individual living in delusion may not even realize they are deceived. They may view their subjective experience as their tangible truth. A powerful analogy to illustrate this difference may be the analogy of a funnel. Deception acts as the narrowed opening, directing the flow of information and creating a distorted reality purposefully, while delusion symbolizes the wide base of the funnel, capturing a multitude of emotions and experiences that coalesce to form a skewed perception, making it overwhelming to sift through the truth. Common misconceptions can arise when individuals mistake mere dishonesty for delusional thinking, as both can lead to emotional confusion and distress. People may think a friend is deluded simply because they refuse to see a partner's flaws, not realizing that the friend may actually be navigating damage inflicted by previous deception. This underscores the importance of distinguishing between the two concepts. Deception can be identified through observable lies and contradictions, while delusion often requires deeper introspection to reveal. This introspection can delve into how one feels about a relationship, leading to crucial insights about the underlying beliefs that might be challenging to let go. To foster self-protection against both deception and delusion, cultivating critical thinking and emotional intelligence is key. Begin by tuning into your feelings. If you sense something isn't right, allow yourself to explore that emotion without judgment. Journaling can serve as an effective tool for this. Record your experiences and how they made you feel. This practice can help illuminate patterns over time and aid in distinguishing whether you're encountering deception or wrestling with a personal delusion. Additionally, develop the habit of seeking clarity in your relationships. Don't hesitate to ask questions when something feels amiss. Learn to communicate your concerns openly and assertively, inviting honest dialogue. Moreover, surround yourself with supportive friends who can provide perspective. Engaging with those who prioritize honesty can create a safer emotional space, making it easier to discern the truth in your relationships. Practice self-reflection by asking yourself thought-provoking questions, such as, "Am I ignoring any red flags?" Or "What evidence do I have that supports or contradicts my beliefs about this person?" By committing to this level of introspection, you empower yourself to remain grounded in reality. To further explore these concepts and equip yourself with strategies for recognizing deception and confronting delusion within your relationships, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will enhance your understanding and strengthen your emotional resilience, allowing you to navigate the complex landscape of human interactions more effectively. Chapter 7. Online Romance versus Catfishing. Digital Deception. Have you ever been swept off your feet by someone you met online, only to discover that everything you believed about them was a carefully constructed lie? Picture this scenario. You're chatting with a person who seems intriguing and attentive, sharing deep conversations and romantic feelings over time. But as plans to meet in person are repeatedly delayed and their stories become increasingly vague, doubt begins to creep in. This unsettling experience is often rooted in the clash between authentic online romance and the deceptive practice known as catfishing. These two concepts can easily be mistaken for one another, yet they represent very different motivations in the digital age. Online romance refers to genuine connections formed through virtual platforms where individuals share mutual interests and experiences that can develop into emotional and romantic bonds. This phenomenon has allowed many to find love beyond geographical barriers, creating robust relationships that thrive on open communication and shared affection. For example, consider a couple who met on a dating app. They engage in daily conversations filled with laughter and support, slowly building trust and emotional intimacy. As they eventually decide to meet face-to-face, both individuals are excited, knowing their relationship has grown out of honesty and shared experiences. But while online romance can foster genuine connections, it also has its vulnerabilities, often making individuals susceptible to deception. Contrastingly, catfishing is a malicious act where an individual creates a false identity with the intent to deceive others, often for personal gain or emotional manipulation. This might involve using fake photos, fictional backstories, and made-up details to lure someone into a relationship while hiding the truth. For instance, a person may pose as a successful entrepreneur or a military member stationed overseas, presenting an idealized version of themselves to gain trust and affection from unsuspecting victims. The emotional toll can be significant for the targeted individual. Once the truth is uncovered, they often face heartbreak and feelings of betrayal, questioning their judgment and self-worth. Understanding the distinction between online romance and catfishing is essential for navigating relationships in our digital world. While both scenarios may begin with the intention of connection, catfishing introduces deceit as a core component. Misconceptions may arise when individuals mistakenly believe that all online interactions are inherently untrustworthy, failing to recognize that many rewarding relationships thrive in the digital realm. It is possible to have healthy online romances, However, the signs of potential catfishing should never be dismissed. A memorable analogy for these concepts might involve a beautiful painting versus a forgery. Online romance can be likened to a genuine piece of art created with love and authenticity, illustrating the vibrant connection shared between two people. In contrast, catfishing resembles a forgery, artfully crafted to fool observers into believing it is something it's not, often lacking the depth and richness of true emotion. To protect yourself from the pitfalls of catfishing while pursuing online romance, it is vital to remain vigilant and engaged in critical thinking. Start by questioning any inconsistencies in the other person's story. Are they avoiding video calls or meeting in person? Do their photos seem too polished, as if they come from a modeling portfolio? Trust your instincts. If something feels off, take a step back. Engaging in conversations with friends about your online interactions can help shed light on any potential red flags. Additionally, consider conducting reverse image searches on profiles that seem suspicious to verify the person's identity. Establishing healthy boundaries while remaining open to new connections can create a balanced environment that fosters genuine relationships. In your exploration of online interactions, prioritize clear communication. Express your concerns openly, paving the way for honest exchanges about expectations and intentions. For further insights into navigating the complexities of online relationships and identifying red flags, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will empower you with the knowledge and tools needed to forge authentic connections, while protecting your heart from deception in the digital world. Catfishing often becomes deeply embedded in a person's psyche, as the individual doing the catfishing may create elaborate stories and backgrounds to maintain their deception. This process can lead them to believe their own fabrications, blurring the lines between reality and the persona they have constructed. For example, imagine an individual who has created an online identity as a successful artist living in Paris. They may communicate with others about their life, sharing stories of exhibitions and vibrant social gatherings. However, the truth is that they live in a small apartment in a less glamorous neighborhood, working a monotonous job. This contrast between their online persona and real life can create severe consequences for both the catfisher and their unsuspecting victims. While the catfisher may seek to escape their reality, the victims can find themselves betrayed and heartbroken upon learning the truth. The key differences between online romance and catfishing can be seen in their underlying intentions and emotional impacts. Online romance thrives on mutual respect, honesty, and the development of true emotional connections. It allows individuals to explore new relationships and experiences, often leading to genuine love and companionship. In contrast, catfishing is marked by deceit, manipulation, and ulterior motives, often leaving victims feeling disillusioned and betrayed. Misconceptions abound when it comes to these terms, as many may assume that all online relationships are inherently suspect. However, genuine connections can flourish through digital channels, provided the parties involved are transparent and open with one another. To illustrate the distinctions, consider an example of a vibrant garden. An online romance can be likened to a diverse and flourishing garden where various plants thrive together, exchanging nutrients and support. In this healthy environment, genuine connections grow, allowing both individuals to blossom and explore the dynamics of their relationship. In stark contrast, catfishing may resemble a deceptive, artificial garden, one where the beautiful flowers are mere facades, hiding a barren landscape underneath. This misleading appearance leaves visitors enchanted at first, but ultimately exposes the emptiness and lack of authenticity. Protecting yourself against the dangers of catfishing while engaging in online romance requires a proactive mindset. Begin by being vigilant about the information shared by others, paying attention to inconsistencies or overly curated profiles. It is essential to recognize early warning signs, such as avoidance of real-time communication. If someone consistently avoids video calls or meeting in person, it's time to reconsider the relationship's authenticity. Engage in regular self-reflection, questioning your own perceptions of the person you are communicating with. Ask yourself whether you feel secure and validated in the relationship, or if doubts linger on the edges of your mind. Creating open, honest discussions about your expectations and boundaries can also pave the way for a healthier interaction. It's essential to listen to your intuition. If something feels off, do not hesitate to bring it up or take a step back. Additionally, maintaining a support network of friends or family can provide necessary perspective. Share your experiences with trusted ones to help you identify red flags or flaws that you might have overlooked. Finally, remember that your worth is inherent and does not rely on the opinions of an online stranger. By reinforcing self-love and engagement with supportive communities, you can navigate the landscape of online relationships with confidence and awareness. For deeper insights into building connections and identifying potential pitfalls, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with our content arms you with the knowledge and tools you need to protect yourself against deception and foster meaningful, authentic relationships. Chapter 8. Financial Exploitation versus Generosity. Love or theft? Have you ever been in a situation where someone you trusted asked for financial help, presenting their need in such a heartfelt way that you felt compelled to support them? Imagine this. You're in a romantic relationship where your partner reveals they're struggling to pay bills or cover unexpected expenses. They say all the right things, convincing you of their good intentions and their love for you. As a result, you find yourself reaching into your wallet, offering assistance to someone you believe will be grateful and eventually reciprocate the kindness. Over time, however, you might start to feel exploited as they continue to present new financial needs, blurring the lines between genuine support and financial exploitation. This blurry line is where the concepts of financial exploitation and generosity often become confused, especially in intimate relationships. Financial exploitation can be defined as a manipulative tactic used to gain access to another person's financial resources under false pretenses or with coercive strategies. This behavior often arises in situations where one partner tends to create dependency on financial support while making unsubstantiated claims that justify their need for help. For example, consider a relationship where one partner consistently claims to be in dire straits, citing emergencies or personal crises that require financial assistance to resolve. While it might initially seem like a legitimate request, over time, the repeated pattern of dependence masks an underlying exploitation of trust, leading the other partner to feel drained and resentful. This type of manipulation can exploit the emotional bonds present, feeding off compassion and love, while failing to acknowledge the truth of the situation. In contrast, genuine generosity arises from a place of selflessness, compassion, and the desire to support someone without expecting anything in return. When one person genuinely offers financial help to another, it is rooted in empathy and sincere concern for their well-being. For instance, if a friend is going through a tough time and you offer to cover their lunch, your intention is to uplift them temporarily without any ulterior motives. Generosity fosters mutual respect and gratitude, creating an environment where both parties feel valued and appreciated, and it leads to stronger relationships built on trust and goodwill. The distinction between financial exploitation and generosity lies in the intention behind the actions. Whereas financial exploitation often employs deceptive tactics to manipulate situations and elicit financial support, genuine generosity is characterized by open communication and unconditional willingness to help. This nuance can be easily muddled, particularly in emotionally charged relationships where trust and love can cloud judgment. To reinforce this concept, think about a garden. Financial exploitation is like a parasite that silently attaches to a vibrant plant, draining its nutrients and stunting its growth. Initially, it may appear as just another branch, but soon it becomes evident that this parasite is inhibiting the plant's health. On the other hand, generosity resembles a gardener tending to the flowers, nourishing them with sunlight, water, and care to help them thrive. To protect yourself from falling into the trap of financial exploitation, it's essential to cultivate awareness about your financial boundaries. Be cognizant of your intuition. If a partner's need for support begins to feel overwhelming or coercive, reflect on whether their requests are reasonable. Journaling your experiences can help you track patterns and identify situations where financial help may be unwarranted. Additionally, engage in open conversations with your partner about finances, ensuring a shared understanding of financial obligations and expectations. Furthermore, consider recalibrating your emotional responses to money-related requests. When these situations arise, assess your partner's behavior and motivations clearly. Practice self-reflection by asking yourself questions like, am I feeling pressured to help? Or is this a one-sided financial relationship? Maintaining this level of awareness can empower you to navigate these dynamics with confidence. For more insights into the delicate balance between generosity and exploitation, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will give you practical tools to navigate financial boundaries and develop healthy, supportive relationships that foster mutual respect and trust. Generosity, in stark contrast to financial exploitation, arises from a place of genuine care and goodwill. It manifests as an open-hearted willingness to help others without ulterior motives or hidden agendas. When you offer your assistance out of compassion, you expect nothing in return. Your actions stem from a sincere desire to uplift the other person. For example, a generous friend may lend you money as an understanding gesture because they care about your well-being and want to support you through a tough time without making you feel indebted. In this context, their support fosters a sense of trust and reinforces the bond between you, emphasizing that they have your best interests at heart. While both concepts involve giving, the motivations underpinning financial exploitation and generosity set them apart significantly. Financial exploitation often revolves around manipulation and control, whereas generosity builds relationships based on mutual respect and kindness. Misconceptions frequently arise as individuals may confuse excessive or unsolicited financial requests for generosity, mistaking manipulation for genuine concern. Recognizing these differences is crucial for fostering healthy dynamics in personal interactions. To clarify this distinction, think of a tree that branches out. Financial exploitation resembles a tree that leaches resources from the soil while growing overwhelmingly large, leaving nearby plants starved for nutrients. The more this tree seeks to expand, the more it consumes, eventually choking out those around it. In contrast, a generous tree provides shade, fruits, and shelter to the smaller plants surrounding it, ensuring that the ecosystem thrives through shared resources. This analogy emphasizes the nature of interactions. While one approach devours and controls, the other supports and builds. Recognizing and addressing financial exploitation requires cultivating self-awareness and setting healthy boundaries. Start by assessing your feelings when asked for financial support. If your instincts alert you to discomfort or pressure, take time to reflect on whether the requests are reasonable and if the relationship is one-sided. Journaling can serve as a useful practice here. Document instances where you felt compelled to give money or lend support. This practice can help you clarify when generosity turns into exploitation. Engaging in open dialogues about finances is vital as well. Communication fosters understanding and transparency, so it's important to express your thoughts and feelings surrounding money matters in your relationships. Ensure that both parties are aware of each other's financial situations, expectations, and boundaries. When discussing financial matters, approach the conversation calmly and use I statements to prevent the other person from feeling accused or defensive. For example, saying, "I feel overwhelmed when I receive multiple requests for help," opens the door to dialogue rather than confrontation. Additionally, practice self-reflection to gauge your motivations when offering help. Ask yourself, am I providing assistance out of love or out of fear of confrontation? Create a pause between the request and your response to determine whether your assistance could be helping or inadvertently enabling unhealthy patterns. As you navigate these complex dynamics, remind yourself that your worth is not tied to your financial contributions. Boundaries are vital for nurturing both your well-being and the health of your relationships. For further insights on distinguishing between genuine generosity and financial exploitation, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will provide you with effective tools and strategies to protect yourself and promote healthy relationships built on true generosity. Chapter 9. Trauma Bonding versus True Attachment. Shackled by Love. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship that felt intense and emotionally charged, yet left you confused about whether you were genuinely in love or entangled in something much darker? Picture this. You are with someone who can be extraordinarily loving one moment and devastatingly cruel the next. Despite the ups and downs, you find it nearly impossible to walk away, as the emotional connection feels stronger than any pain you endure. This connection may be classified as trauma bonding, a complex psychological phenomenon that can easily be mistaken for true attachment. Understanding these two concepts is crucial, as the emotional turmoil they generate can leave lasting effects on your well-being. Trauma bonding occurs when a person forms an emotional attachment to someone who consistently mistreats them, often reinforced by moments of affection or kindness, interspersed with abuse or hurtful behavior. This cycle creates a powerful grip, making it difficult for individuals to break free from the toxic relationship. The emotional intensity felt in a trauma bond can feel like love, because the connection often includes moments of happiness alongside profound hardship. For example, a person in a tumultuous romantic relationship may experience extreme highs when their partner expresses affection, followed by crushing lows during arguments or instances of emotional abuse. This cycle creates a profound confusion, leading the victim to believe that the love they share is worth the pain, when in truth, it may not be healthy or sustainable. In contrast, true attachment is characterized by healthy, respectful, and mutual emotional bonds that foster growth and stability in relationships. True attachment involves the ability to trust and support one another, leading to security and comfort in both partners. Picture a friendship where both individuals are able to communicate openly about their feelings and support each other through life's challenges. They can have difficult conversations without fear of losing the relationship, and both parties feel equally valued and emotionally secure. This mutual respect defines true attachment. It is built on understanding, empathy, and authentic connection, which, unlike trauma bonds, offers a safe space for vulnerability. The key difference between trauma bonding and true attachment lies in the emotional landscape they create. Trauma bonds thrive on chaos, manipulation, and emotional highs and lows, whereas true attachment fosters harmony and emotional stability. Common misconceptions surround these concepts, as many individuals may misinterpret the emotional intensity found in trauma bonds as genuine love. This misinterpretation can lead to staying in harmful relationships far too long, as the emotional cycle creates a false sense of belonging. Consider an analogy to elucidate this distinction. Think of trauma bonding as a volatile storm that frequently batters a coastline, initially exciting and dramatic, but ultimately damaging and destructive. The storm may seem captivating, but it erodes the land over time, causing instability and fear. On the other hand, true attachment can be likened to a gently flowing river that nourishes the earth around it, providing sustenance and stability without the destructive force of the storm. This river creates a thriving ecosystem where life can flourish and grow freely. To protect yourself from falling into the trap of trauma bonding while cultivating true attachment, it's essential to maintain an awareness of your emotional responses in relationships. Begin by recognizing any patterns of behavior that evoke discomfort or pain, and consider how those feelings compare to moments of joy or affection. Use journaling to document your experiences, helping you identify whether you are operating within a healthy framework of attachment or caught in a cycle of bonding through trauma. Open communication is equally vital. Engage in open dialogues about your feelings and needs, setting boundaries that reinforce mutual respect. Recall moments when your needs were undermined or dismissed to allow discussions that promote emotional clarity. Additionally, seek support from trusted friends or family who can offer perspective, helping you discern whether your attachment is healthy or emotionally harmful. For further insights into navigating the complexities of emotional connections, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will arm you with the knowledge and tools necessary to foster authentic relationships built on true attachment while being mindful of the potential traps of trauma bonding. True attachment, unlike trauma bonding, thrives on mutual support, open communication, and healthy behaviors that foster emotional growth. In relationships characterized by true attachment, both individuals feel safe in expressing their feelings and vulnerabilities without fear of judgment or retribution. For example, in a healthy romantic partnership, both partners work together to navigate challenges, discuss their differences constructively, and celebrate each other's successes. There is no power imbalance. Rather, each person values the other's perspective, creating a stable foundation for their emotional connection. This nurturing environment promotes resilience, allowing partners to overcome difficulties together without resorting to manipulation or emotional volatility. The differences between trauma bonding and true attachment are crucial to understand if you wish to cultivate healthy relationships. Trauma bonds often thrive on instability and emotional chaos, typically reflecting a cycle of abuse followed by periods of affection that can be addictive. People caught in trauma bonds may have difficulty recognizing the unhealthy patterns at play and often confuse the intense emotional connection with genuine love. True attachment contrasts starkly. It does not depend on chaos to flourish. Instead, it represents a balanced emotional exchange where both partners feel valued and empowered, learning from each other while navigating life's challenges together. Common misconceptions about these two concepts can lead to significant emotional distress. Many individuals may find themselves in trauma-bonded relationships, mistakenly believing that the highs and lows are normal parts of love. This illusion creates a dependence on the emotional highs that the abusive behavior can elicit, leaving individuals feeling trapped. It is critical to unravel this misconception by drawing clear distinctions to foster understanding and build healthier connections. To further illustrate, consider the analogy of two trees in a forest. A tree that represents trauma bonding sways violently in a storm. It bends and twists but remains rooted in its unstable soil, constantly battling external forces that threaten to break it. While it may have moments of beauty when the sun shines through, its foundation is brittle and chaotic. In contrast, a tree symbolizing true attachment stands tall and steady, its roots anchored deep into rich and nourishing soil. This tree thrives through sun and rain alike, adapting to challenges while maintaining its strength. This analogy underscores the idea that nurturing emotional environments yield stable and healthy relationships, whereas those founded on instability can lead to emotional turmoil. To protect yourself from falling into the trap of trauma bonding while striving for true attachment, self-awareness is paramount. Begin by reflecting on your current relationships. Ask yourself, do I feel consistently supported and appreciated, or do I find myself caught in a cycle of pain and reconciliation? Keeping a journal can serve as a helpful tool during this introspective process, allowing you to track your feelings and experiences. Document instances where you observe patterns of communication, both positive and negative, to identify what a healthy interaction looks like. It's also essential to engage in open conversations with friends or trusted individuals. Sharing your experiences can provide you with an external perspective and help you identify any abusive or codependent patterns you may not notice on your own. Furthermore, prioritize establishing clear personal boundaries in your relationships. Communicate your needs and expectations to your partner, ensuring they understand the importance of mutual respect and support. In building true attachments, focus on fostering relationships based on honesty, transparency, and warmth. Establish connections that empower both you and your partner to thrive as individuals while maintaining a strong, resilient bond. For ongoing insights into understanding these complex emotional dynamics and cultivating healthier relationships, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will equip you with the tools necessary to navigate the intricate landscape of human connections while protecting your emotional well-being. Chapter 10. Emotional Betrayal versus Heartbreak. Breaking the Illusion. Have you ever experienced a moment in a relationship that left you feeling utterly betrayed, as if the very foundation you built your trust upon had crumbled before your eyes? Picture this. You have invested time, care, and vulnerability into your partner, only to discover they have hidden truths or even engaged in a relationship with someone else. This shocking revelation can manifest as emotional betrayal, which can feel devastatingly similar to the experience of heartbreak. While both evoke profound pain and confusion, they stem from different psychological roots, and understanding this distinction is crucial for navigating the complex emotions that arise in relationships. Emotional betrayal occurs when someone you trust violates that trust in a way that deeply undermines the emotional connection established between you. This violation can take various forms, including revealing deep secrets, engaging in dishonest behavior, or even emotional infidelity, where a partner forms an intimate connection outside the primary relationship. For instance, consider a scenario where one partner has confided in the other about their fears and insecurities, only to find out later that those intimate vulnerabilities were used against them during a conflict. Such actions create feelings of hurt and distrust that can lead to confusion, leaving the betrayed individual questioning their worth and the authenticity of their bond. In contrast, heartbreak typically refers to the emotional pain experienced after a romantic relationship ends, regardless of the circumstances surrounding that breakup. Heartbreak can occur due to several factors, such as the natural ebb and flow of relationships, differing life goals, or even simple incompatibility. For example, two people who genuinely care for each other may realize that their paths are diverging and ultimately choose to part ways. The sadness accompanying this kind of heartbreak is often rooted in loss, nostalgia, and the fear of being alone, rather than a direct violation of trust. While emotional betrayal and heartbreak can both lead to deep sadness and disillusionment, the key difference lies in the nature of the violation and the subsequent grief process. Emotional betrayal is more about the shattering of previously understood dynamics within a relationship, while heartbreak is about the loss of connection, regardless of how that connection dissolved. Misunderstandings between these two concepts can arise when individuals conflate the feelings of betrayal with general grief, failing to address the specific dynamics at play. To illustrate this distinction, consider an analogy of a fortress and a drawing board. Emotional betrayal resembles a fortress that has been breached by an enemy, shattering the safety and security that existed within. The damage done within can feel catastrophic, leading to feelings of vulnerability and disorder. On the other hand, heartbreak can be likened to an unfinished drawing on a board. You feel the loss of potential and the beauty that could have been, but the materials are still there to create something new. While both experiences are painful, their emotional landscapes differ significantly. To navigate emotional betrayal and heartbreak effectively, fostering self-awareness is key. Examine your feelings closely. Do you feel more like a victim of someone's betrayal, or are you mourning the loss of a relationship? Recognizing the nature of your emotions can help in processing them. Engage in practices such as journaling to explore your feelings and reflect on what you need to heal. Write down specific instances that contributed to feelings of betrayal or moments that evoke heartache. Allowing your thoughts to flow onto paper can be an incredibly cathartic process. Additionally, seeking support from friends or professional counselors can provide much-needed perspective and guidance in these emotional landscapes. Discuss your experiences to gain clarity and reinforce your understanding of trust and emotional health in relationships. Remember, the process of healing takes time, and it is essential to be patient with yourself as you navigate these complex emotions. For further insights into handling emotional turmoil and nurturing healthy relationships, subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will equip you with the tools to foster resilience and confidence as you navigate the intricate landscape of love and trust. True attachment, while often associated with genuine emotional connections, is fundamentally different from emotional betrayal. True attachment is characterized by safety, trust, and the ability to communicate openly with one another. In a healthy relationship, both partners feel valued and secure enough to share their vulnerabilities, allowing them to grow together. For example, a couple that navigates life's challenges as a team exhibits true attachment. They support each other during difficult times and celebrate each other's successes, reinforcing the bond that keeps them grounded. This type of relationship fosters a sense of belonging and satisfaction that comes from a foundation built on respect and understanding. In contrast, emotional betrayal is rooted in the violation of trust. When someone breaches that trust, whether through infidelity, dishonesty, or emotional manipulation, the bond that once felt strong can quickly fracture. Consider the scenario where one partner has been unfaithful. The deceived partner often grapples with feelings of anger, rejection, and sorrow as they come to terms with the betrayal. Unlike heartbreak, which may arise from a natural separation between individuals, emotional betrayal involves an active choice to deceive, leaving the victim questioning their self-worth and the validity of their prior emotional investment. The key differences between true attachment and emotional betrayal lie in the intentions behind actions and the resulting emotional fallout. True attachment encourages growth, resilience, and mutual support, while emotional betrayal creates distrust, confusion, and emotional pain. Common misconceptions can arise when individuals conflate the emotional turmoil of betrayal with the heartbreak felt in other relational dynamics. It's important to understand that emotional betrayal carries a different weight due to the deliberate nature of the deception involved. To clarify these concepts, let's use a metaphor. Think of true attachment as a sturdy bridge connecting two islands. This bridge is constructed from concrete pillars of trust, understanding, and emotional support, providing a solid pathway for both individuals to traverse in safety. In contrast, imagine emotional betrayal as a sudden earthquake that destroys that bridge. As the structure collapses, the two islands, once connected through love and shared experiences, become isolated and vulnerable. The aftermath of this emotional earthquake leaves one or both individuals searching for new ways to reestablish security, often plagued by the remnants of that betrayal. To protect yourself against the pain of emotional betrayal while nurturing true attachment, it is important to cultivate self-awareness and establish clear boundaries in your relationships. Begin by reflecting on the dynamics of your interactions. Are you feeling supported and valued, or is there a recurring pattern of deceit or betrayal? Journaling your feelings can help you track these patterns over time, providing clarity on where adjustments may be necessary. Engaging in honest conversations with your partner about your emotional needs and relationship dynamics is essential. If something feels off, address it openly. Encourage a culture of transparency and vulnerability, where both partners can express their concerns without fear of retaliation. Prioritize self-care by placing value on your own emotional health and recognizing your worth. This sense of self-worth can create a solid foundation for true attachment. Additionally, seek support from trusted friends or professionals when navigating complex emotions. Sharing your experiences with someone who can provide an unbiased perspective allows for richer understanding and encourages healthier relational strategies. For more insights on building true attachments and avoiding emotional betrayals, be sure to subscribe to my channel, Cloaked Psyche. Engaging with this content will equip you with the necessary tools to foster authentic relationships built on trust, while also adding layers of emotional resilience that protect you from the detrimental effects of betrayal. Your journey towards healthier connections starts with understanding and recognizing the emotional patterns at play in your life. In concluding our journey through the intricate dynamics of relationships, it's essential to remember the power you hold in recognizing the nuances between emotional manipulation and genuine connection. By understanding concepts such as trauma bonding, financial exploitation, and emotional betrayal, you equip yourself with the knowledge to foster healthier attachments. Trust your instincts, communicate openly, and set boundaries that support your emotional well-being. You deserve relationships built on respect and mutual understanding, and taking action now to reflect on your connections can lead to profound change. Thank you for investing your time in this exploration. Embrace the journey ahead and take decisive steps toward nurturing authentic relationships. Your empowerment starts today. If you found value in this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to Cloaked Psyche for more insightful content that will guide you on your path to emotional health and resilience.